What's up, you guys? Ross Sapp, managing editor, FightfulWrestling.com. The New Japan Women Joshi debate is one that has very dissenting opinions on several different sides of the matter. Fightful's contributor, Kristen, who also manages Diva Dirt, was able to get some quotes from some current WWE wrestlers, some independent wrestlers, some people who have actually been on the Stardom service before. And I'm going to go through some of those quotes with you. The full article is up at FightfulWrestling.com. Check it out. And also check out Diva Dirt, where Kristen Ashley does most of her work. We had Chelsea Green, NXT star, who said, honestly, I don't think New Japan needs women. I'd love for women to be everywhere, but we have our own female promotions in Japan, end quote. This comes after many accused Chelsea Green of kind of starting this debate. We also had Ring of Honor veteran who appeared on Stardom World, Veda Scott. She said, quote, I really don't think it is objective or balanced to push for a women's division in New Japan unless you're already supporting existing Joshi companies. That means a financial commitment, not just liking gifts on Twitter. There are accessible, inexpensive streaming services that are already available where you can watch, and if you're concerned with supporting Joshi, that's the right place to start, not an internet argument where you might not have the full picture of what the scene is already like, end quote. Kylie Ray, an independent wrestler, would say, quote, as for New Japan, I understand both sides. But in my own personal opinion, I've always been a firm believer on looking at wrestlers as wrestlers rather than a male or female wrestler. They don't just book someone because that company needs female wrestlers or needs male wrestlers. Look at their level of talent rather than their genitals. My opinion, if a wrestler is good enough to be on a show, then book them on the show regardless of their gender. We had 205 Live's Maria Kanellis also comment on the matter, and she was actually in New Japan. And she said, quote, whether or not women's wrestling should be in New Japan is a complicated one. We can't assume that we understand a Japanese audience unless we are a part of the New Japan staff. Japan has all women's promotions that have produced great talents, as the U.S. has all women's promotions. I would love to see great wrestling, whether female or male, in any promotion. I also love seeing great entertainers, whether male or female. But every company has a certain clientele, demographic, and changing that demographic takes time. Wrestling is still a business, so if you want to see women's wrestling in New Japan or any promotion, you have to ask for it and show up for it. Point being, companies respond to markets. Is the female talent available? Yes. Do I believe it will change? Yes. We have to be careful not to destroy another market by shaming it. Like all women's promotions, I worry about going too far either way. I want to be sexy still and strong and a mother. I don't want to give up anything. My time in New Japan was incredible. I was surrounded by some of the greatest talent in the world. I was treated like the first lady because I was the first female to work for the company over a couple of years and complete longer tours. I had my own dressing room and my own t-shirts. They knew and I knew my audience. I was sexy. I was a female manager. I broke down a barrier with that. That has opened doors for more. That is how change happens, one step at a time, end quote. Just a disclaimer, at least from the Fightful perspective, my perspective on Twitter when I received some response, need was not in the vocabulary in that discussion. We will have this full story. We're going to talk more about it on next week's Fightful Report podcast on Fightful Select. We've got some neat Joshi stuff coming for you guys. Leave a thumbs up. Wrestle Kingdoms this Friday, rather. Full live coverage the evening after. Check out FightfulWrestling.com. We're out.